What about Bitcoin? What about crypto? What to expect in October? Obviously, I just got done saying liquidity injections all around from around the world. That will definitely have a big effect on Bitcoin and crypto. But here's the thing. Some of you guys, a lot of you guys, not just some, a lot of you guys are wondering, well, what's going on with the alts, right? Some of the alts started coming up. Bitcoin has historically always led every single cycle, and it's still doing so, and it's doing quite well. But alts have been beaten for the last 6 months and started to come up, right? But still not that strong. And you know why? Because retail activity is still low. And here's the kicker. That is still a good thing. Because when you see retail activity really high, that's usually an indicator of a market top. So right now, we know that Bitcoin is being led by institutions, which is fine. It's very different this cycle. But alts are always led by retail. And right now, we're not seeing a whole lot of retail activity, which is a really good thing. That means you still have time to load up. You still have time to DCA, because when retail comes in, that's when altcoin season starts. And as we head into 2025 and later in the latter half of 2025, that's when things really get explosive. That's how it works every single time. Here you look at BTC held by short-term holders, basically retail investors. You could see how every peak is basically the peak for Bitcoin. It's been getting lower, but like right now it's just outrageously low. So obviously we're nowhere near peak, right? And here's another one, just total volume breakdown by size. Again, just measuring retail activity really, really low, not near the peak yet. So it's actually quite fascinating that retail activity right now is low, which we know because the alts are not exploding, but it's actually an indicator that we are nowhere near market top and things are going to get better. And as the market goes higher, we will see that. We'll see retail come back in, right? We saw that a little bit, just a little bit last week, but we saw a lot of it earlier this year in March and April. A lot of you guys remember that and how great it was. We will see a lot more of that. But right now, before retail comes in, we know institutions are here, right? Looking at ETFs, I didn't even pay attention to this, but this is staggering to me. Today, we don't have the official numbers. We have a little bit of outflow. We don't know what BlackRock's is. But I must have missed this. But on Friday, did you guys know that on Friday, we had close to $500 million worth of inflow? I don't know why I missed it. I didn't cover it. That's crazy. And on Thursday, we had 365 million. So basically on Thursday and Friday, we had close to $1 billion worth of inflow. That's just a little bit. That's just a little taste of what's to come. When we have true FOMO, we will have $1 billion days. We'll probably have $2 billion inflow days. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't even realize we got to $500 million on Friday already. That's massive. That's really, really massive, right? And we will see more days. And this will have effect on Bitcoin's price because more and more is being removed from circulation, right? So right now, retail interest might not be there, but institutional interest is definitely there, and they are loading up as much as they can. Look at this one, 61 new Bitcoin addresses holding between 1,000 and 10,000. These are definitely the big whales, right? These are the mega whales, the gigantic whales. And they're loading up. It's really that simple. They're loading up. And someone else that's a mega whale, MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, a lot of people don't know they raised a lot of money. They bought a whole lot of Bitcoin, but they didn't use all of it. I guess Michael Saylor's trying to be smart this time. He still has more than $1 billion worth of cash and he could still purchase Bitcoin with it. So he raised like $2 billion and he only purchased $1 billion. So yeah, his next buy, his next purchase will push them above Grayscale. Grayscale has just been dumping and dumping and dumping. MicroStrategy does not care. MicroSaylor is going to continue to buy forever, right? And guys like Saylor have caused others to buy and buy and buy. It's kind of hard to see, but throughout 2020 and 2021, even down, up, right? Most of the buys have been going to MicroStrategy, but there are many others that have started the same route, have implemented a Bitcoin strategy, and they are loading up as well, right? So besides institutions, you have a lot of publicly traded companies that are also loading up, loading up, loading up, loading up. And according to this, in total, out of 4 years, 277,000 has been bought for a rough estimate price of $12.45 billion. Current price, $18.1 billion. So overall, $6 billion in profit. That's not bad. Not too shabby. And that will continue to go up and up and up and up. Exchange flows near yearly lows. Okay, that's awesome. Exchange reserves also near yearly lows and actually all-time lows. So that's awesome, right? A lot of good metrics out there. We know that the global money supply is going up. So if you lay it on top of each other, you lay Bitcoin's price on top of the money supply, you'll notice that they look very similar. They look very similar. But Bitcoin is definitely trailing right now. Bitcoin has not gone up parabolically yet. But hey, we're about to enter October. And this morning I showed you guys what happens in October. Bitcoin, every single time in 2020, when it seemed way, way, way worse, when it was just really dire, first week of October just started going up. In 2017, same thing, right? It just happens. That's why it's called Uptober. Bitcoin averages a 22% gain in October, right? Will we see something similar? Quite possibly. And especially since we have the money supply going up, we have the capital injections or liquidity injections I've been talking about, growing fundamentals. We've got a lot of good things coming.